When it comes to school subjects, I'm not one to just like some subjects and hate the others. I look at the good things and bad things about each subject, and how they balance out determines how much I like it. So in this video, I'll talk about some things I dislike about certain subjects. So say you're in a classroom and you're doing like a test or the starter questions or something. There'll always be that one question where they put down a quote and ask you stupid questions like, what does this quote mean to you? How do these words make you feel? These two questions and questions like it are my main two issues with the English subject. So let's look into these two questions and I'll explain why I hate them so much. What does this quote mean to you? It means what it says, doesn't it? They mean to be what they should mean to everyone else. And why do they want my opinion on it? If you simply want my opinion on it, then technically there can't be any wrong answer. I mean, if I upon reading this quote understand it to mean, your mum's a whore and I banged her last night, you can't tell me I'm wrong. Now obviously that example was a bit overkill, but in all seriousness, how could he possibly answer a question like that wrong? How do these words make you feel? I feel like this is a silly question to ask me because I didn't feel a bloody thing. And by the way, the example I gave before was me just messing around, but if you ask me, if you take out the front part, this should be an acceptable answer to give a teacher. Imagine asking this question to a diagnosed psychopath. This question is stupid because it assumes I felt something. And because of this, every time I see this question, I have to look back at the quote and try and activate my senses in hopes that I actually feel something this time. If you just ask these questions like they were meant to be asked, there wouldn't be a problem. But because you've put the you part in it, these questions have gone from great to retarded. When it comes to art and DT, there are four types of people. The people who are good at it, the people who aren't good at it but at least try, the people who can't be bothered, and the people who can be bothered but still mess up anyway and start getting really upset about it. Both of these last two annoy me, but the last one in particular is the worst. So imagine this, you're just doing your work and everyone's chatting in the background. Then suddenly it becomes dead silent. You look around to see what's going on, to see a girl crying her eyes out because she messed her artwork up. Yet well done mate, you just had to make things awkward, didn't you? And as if that weren't bad enough, after all this happens, the teacher turns around to the class and says, everyone else continue with your work. This for me is checkmate. However I react will work against me somehow. If I continue with my work, I look like an insensitive bellend. But if I go to see if she's okay, not only does the teacher dock on me for disobeying her, but everyone else looks at you like you're a simp or something. You whiny little diva. All this drama just because you painted the sky 4 units more saturated than you wanted. And by the way, the concept of, if you talk to a girl a lot, you like them, is stupid. To all the people who say this, what's your understanding of how the world works? That boys only talk to boys, girls only talk to girls, and the only physically possible reason a boy would ever talk to a girl is if they like each other. Idiot. Whenever a maths teacher gets a question wrong, it's the most awkward thing ever. I mean, it's awkward when any teacher gets a question wrong, but it's most often in maths. You spent multiple years studying this, and yet you get it wrong and a bunch of 15-year-olds get it right. I've had a teacher who spent the vast majority of the lesson trying to make sense of her own method. If I'm honest, it's just a crap subject. Modern foreign languages has the most retarded demographic I have ever seen. The amount of memory loss some people have is mind-boggling. They'll be given a stupidly simple sentence to translate, of which half of the words are extremely obvious anyway. All the words they need are on the board, and as if that weren't enough, it's in their books, so they have no reason to not know the answer. But despite this, there'll still be students who think that this work is too difficult for them. Just look at the question, you moron. Because I'm the only one who knows how to use their brain, I have been asked by multiple people, students and adults alike, Lightning, do you speak French? What? No, where did you get that idea from? You use common sense to answer a very simple question, and only French people can use common sense, apparently. I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's a fair observation from the bloody looks of things. Now there are other subjects, but these are the main ones. And actually, I've got quite a bit to say about RE, but that constitutes for a completely separate video. And if you're watching this and you are or have some relationship with a teacher of one of these subjects, can you get this fixed or can you ask them to fix it? Thanks. Anyway, have a lovely day and... Oh, sorry mate, I wasn't in for that lesson. I don't have a clue what those last words mean.